What happens when life stops feeling alive? When the things that once made you smile, the routines that once kept you grounded, and the dreams you once chased suddenly feel distant, empty, or completely out of reach. If you've been waking up every day feeling numb, disconnected, and uninterested in everything around you, you are not alone. And today, we're unraveling the psychology behind losing interest in life and what it truly means beneath the silence. For most people, this loss of interest doesn't arrive with a dramatic crash. It arrives quietly, a slow fading. The music you loved suddenly feels flat. The hobbies that used to bring excitement now feel like chores. Messages go unanswered because you can't find the energy to respond. Days begin to blend together, and the world feels muted, as if someone dimmed the brightness on your entire life. This emotional dimming feels invisible on the outside, but on the inside, it can be crushing. Psychologists refer to this state as anhedonia, the inability to feel joy or motivation. But behind that definition is a simple truth. Losing interest is often the mind's way of saying, "I'm tired." It's a protective response, a quiet signal that you've been carrying too much for too long. Emotional exhaustion, burnout, and chronic stress slowly drain the brain's ability to register pleasure, leaving you feeling hollow instead of inspired. Maybe your responsibilities never seem to end. Maybe you face disappointment after disappointment until hope no longer feels safe. Maybe you've been giving more energy than you receive, pouring yourself into relationships, work, or obligations that leave you empty. When life keeps demanding more than you can give, your mind retreats. It shuts down excitement, not because you're weak, but because it doesn't know how else to protect you. For many, the loss of interest comes from long-term stress. When every day feels like survival mode, joy becomes a luxury, your brain stops prioritizing. You're focused on getting through each hour, not on enjoying it. Even simple tasks like cleaning, cooking, or sending a text start to feel heavy, unnecessary, or impossible. And when everything becomes effort, your mind begins to numb itself as a form of survival. Some people lose interest because they've been pretending to be okay for too long, smiling when they feel broken, showing up when they feel empty, carrying themselves through each day with quiet exhaustion. Pretending is exhausting, and eventually the mask becomes too heavy. When it falls off, what's left is not apathy, but emotional fatigue so deep that nothing feels meaningful. Loneliness also plays a powerful part. Not the loneliness of being alone, but the loneliness of feeling unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. When no one truly understands what you're going through, when you feel disconnected from the people around you, your internal world begins to shut down. Losing interest often becomes a way to escape the overwhelm of not feeling supported. But here's the truth that most people never hear. Losing interest in everything is not failure. It is not laziness. It is not a moral flaw. It is a message, a quiet alarm, telling you something inside needs care. You are not broken. You are overwhelmed. Recovery starts by understanding that this numbness is not your identity. It's a temporary state, a response to prolonged strain. And even if it feels permanent, it can change. Healing rarely starts with motivation. It starts with something small, opening a window, stepping outside for a moment, drinking water, cleaning one tiny corner of your space, or having one honest conversation. Small actions signal to your brain that movement is still possible. You don't start because you're motivated. You start, and then motivation slowly returns. Another part of healing is reconnecting with yourself, asking gentle but honest questions. What is draining me? What have I been avoiding? What emotions have I buried? What support do I need but haven't asked for? What would make me feel safe right now? These questions create space for self-awareness, and self-awareness creates space for change. And then comes the hardest part, allowing yourself to feel again, even if the feelings are messy, even if they hurt. Emotions are meant to move, and when you make space for them, the numbness begins to loosen its grip. If you've lost interest in everything, it doesn't mean your story is ending. It means you've reached a chapter that requires rest, patience, and compassion. Your mind is tired, not defeated. Your spark is dim, not gone. And when you're ready, even if it's slow, even if it's quiet, that spark will begin to glow again. All it needs is time, gentleness, and the space to breathe.
All it needs is time, gentleness, and the space.